Signal anxiety. Add it to the ever-lengthening list of ridiculous anxieties that drivers of EVs have to deal with on a daily basis, like range anxiety, weather anxiety, battery anxiety, that drivers of regular cars never have to worry about. EVs are susceptible to so many flaws and foibles that their owners are constantly having to worry whether their car will actually do what it's supposed to, get them from A to B reliably. If it's too cold, the range drops dramatically, so you'll have to remember to preheat the battery. And don't even think of using the cabin heating because it eats up power. Just, wear more clothes. Oh, and make sure the wind isn't blowing too hard, or there are too many hills on your planned route, or else you'll run out of battery before you get to the next tedious charging session. A charging session that you can only initiate if you have the correct one of the myriad apps downloaded and you've created an account and given them your name, address, credit card details, and probably your inside leg measurement, and of course a decent cellular signal. And apparently that's the cause of the newly discovered signal anxiety, because if you can't connect to your mobile network, there's no charging for you. How sane people can seriously believe this is the future is beyond me. Welcome back to MGUY, British engineer and lawyer turned Sydney YouTuber. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and make sure you click that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on any future videos. And visit the MGUY store for some cool anti-EV merch. Link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. Unbelievably, I can still pay for fuel from a petrol station with cash. No credit card details, no name, just anonymous cash. Try doing that with your EV charger. The simplicity of pumping a liquid into a tank has been replaced with the complexity of an electronic system of authentications and handshakes to allow your EV to connect to a charger and for the charger to initiate the flow of electricity. If any of those steps fail or the technology itself fails, then you ain't getting a charge. For EV drivers, gone are the days of a jerry can full of petrol to get you home in an emergency. Without a charger or a special truck with a charger on board, of which there are very few, your EV is a brick. And the connectivity to the mobile network is just one of the steps in the process. Here's the article from the UK's Daily Telegraph. Bad mobile signal holding back EV rollout. Poll by Virgin Media O2 reveals fear of losing connectivity as the #1 concern among drivers. Poor mobile phone coverage risks damaging the rollout of electric vehicles, EV, after 3/4 of drivers said losing signal was their #1 concern. So-called signal anxiety has now replaced range anxiety, the fear of grinding to a halt before reaching the next charging point, as the main fear for EV drivers, a poll from telecoms giant Virgin Media O2 said. Well, it hasn't replaced range anxiety, it's just added to it. Some EV chargers are designed so that drivers can only access them via phone apps, while the chargers themselves need a mobile connection to function. According to the mobile giant, a survey of 1,000 motorists in September found that 76% of EV drivers worried about losing mobile connectivity, while range anxiety was a concern for only 68%. Only 68%. It said the rise of signal anxiety represents a major shift as charging infrastructure is rolled out in areas that remain not spots for mobile coverage. A lack of connectivity can not only make it impossible for drivers to establish whether there is a charging point further down the road or in the next town, but can stop them from using the chargers themselves, said Virgin O2's Rob Joyce. While some charge points allow contactless payments, many do not. Finding out that you can't use the app and are unable to pay for a charge when you're at 10% battery life on the car is not great, he said. You can only hope that you can make it to another charging point in the vicinity, and that's if you have the connectivity to locate one. Mr. Joyce said that in a worst-case scenario, drivers often discover that they are unable to use a charger but have only a few miles of range left to seek an alternative charge point with better mobile coverage. A study by the RAC Foundation last year found that, outside of London, 66% of Type 2 chargers, the main type installed across the UK, are in areas where at least one of the 3 mobile network providers did not have usable 4G coverage. In the capital, the figure was 61%. The researcher warned that the issue risked undermining confidence in EV infrastructure. Since November 2024, all new chargers must offer contactless payment options to purchase a charging session, but there are still many chargers which can only be accessed through a mobile phone app. Well, it's tragic, isn't it, that EV drivers genuinely think they're the future when electric cars were already tried and failed a century ago, as the internal combustion engine was so much more practical and convenient. If it wasn't for the madness of net zero, EVs would never have made a comeback, and only then thanks to trillions of government money pumped into subsidies to make them even barely competitive. So do yourself a favour, as I've said many times before, buy a good used petrol or diesel car, maintain it well and keep it for as long as you can. And unlike EV drivers who have fooled themselves into believing they've made the smart choice, you won't have to deal with any of these ludicrous anxieties. If you'd like to support this channel and display your anti-EV credentials to your Tesla-owning neighbours at the same time, why not buy some awesome MGUY merchandise, like this mug, this baseball cap, or this t-shirt. Each high-quality item sports the MGUY No EV sign, and they're all made to order, perfect for irritating the hell out of your local EV zealots. Visit store.mguy.tv or click the link in the description to check out the full range of products. And of course, you can always just buy me a coffee. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. Thanks very much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any tips or stories, go there. If you'd like to watch another video, go there. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, go there. And please subscribe to the channel.